What's up, Virgo friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. We are going to do a tiny baby tarot spread for you, all about the Sagittarius full moon and the energy we are all going to be experiencing collectively. But this is targeted directly to the Virgos. We are going to talk about what needs to be released, because with all full moons, we talk about release, the ending of cycles, the closing out of situations of conflict, etc., as well as what needs to be explored, what needs to be embraced, what needs to be experienced. A lot of that Sagittarian Knight of Wands energy, if you will. Sagittarians are the seekers, the explorers, the philosophers, seeker of knowledge, discovering passions, what inspires us, creativity that builds within us. They are a very optimistic sign. They are a very blunt sign, but they have a very wide worldly view. They're not super judgmental. They keep an open mind. They are open to new experiences. So that's going to be really important during this full moon. And it's also great energy to harness into, to find out what motivates us and what inspires us, and to actually get those wheels in motion. So you actually already have your cards popping out here. So we're going to jump in. For Virgo, these are general messages. Only take away what resonates, toss out the rest, please and thank you. What needs to be released during this, I was going to say Scorpio, Sagittarius full moon? The Knight of Pentacles. So this is your card, Virgo. And Cancer got their card as well, the Chariot. This talks about getting in your own way. You being the reason why you're not being able to progress forward. And I don't mean that to sound harsh. There is no judgment here, right? We are all guilty of getting in the way of ourselves, of our progress. It has to do with trust. It has to do with trusting yourself, with your beliefs, trusting in your own confidence, in your own ideas. And again, with Pentacles, we know the steady, stable foundation. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just the idea that you are making progress. Slow but steady. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Also being clarified by the Six of Swords. Resolution. Okay, so when we think about closing out of cycles, that is a key word there, resolution. What can you resolve? What can you close up? What can you move on from because it's no longer serving you, or you've learned all you can? That's really what the energy is with these swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It is an Aquarius card. Might be dealing with an Aquarius or a Virgo. But it talks about moving on because you've learned the lessons. You're ready for the next step, for the next challenge. And maybe there's a part of you that believes things aren't resolved, or things, or some factor in this equation that you're not moving on from, being a person, a job, a situation. It's like you're lingering there for something else in your mental space that you haven't cleared out yet. But what this is saying is it's time to move on. Nights bring movement into our lives. So again, it doesn't have to be fast, slow and steady, but it's indicating that yes, it is time to move on. You don't need to linger and worry about unfinished business. It's almost like, I don't know why this is coming through. It's almost like that's a lie you're telling yourself, because it's easier, it's more comfortable to stay in the familiar than to be like, okay, I've learned what I can here. What's the next challenge? What's the next chapter? So again, I don't mean to sound harsh, but I would really examine that. Is it time to move on to whatever that next step is for you, Virgo? So the exciting part, what do we need to experience? What does Virgo need to discover during this Sagi full moon? The Seven of Pentacles, vision. So this is the assessment card. Looking at the seeds we have planted and assessing whether or not they will grow or have grown, right? I always use the metaphor, do we check the nutrients in the soil? Does it have sunlight? Does it have water? It's assessing your situation. It's assessing your surroundings and the tangible things. So this can be your bank account, right? If you're thinking of making some sort of change and it's going to impact your finances, it could be getting your ducks in a row there. Really anything in your setting, in your house, in your home. It could do with your health, right? Maybe you're ramping up to start some new exercise routine, and it could be you're taking stock of what you have in your refrigerator and removing temptation. It could be something as simple as that, but it's a tangible assessment of what's in front of you. There's a need to focus on that now during the Sagittarius full moon, because again, that's when you're going to be motivated, you're going to be inspired to really do the work, Virgo, right? Earth signs. To achieve those goals, to conquer those tasks. Oh, wow, this card has come up so much. The Ten of Cups, the fairy tale ending, the what feels good. So we know Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. This is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, water signs, love, emotions, intuition, as well as healing. So there's a need to focus, to assess, to experience what is it that makes you feel the best. I use the scenario, what makes you feel at home. Home doesn't have to be a location. Home can be a person. Home can be your favorite activity or hobby. But it's what makes you feel cozy and nestled. It's what makes your heart feel good and warm inside, right? Cup energy. So this is assessing almost, do you have that in your life? Is there an outlet for you to feel love for a person or a project, but also love of self? And it's assessment in all areas of life. It's looking at where you find joy, Virgo, and seeking out more of that, because I'm just getting it's lacking. There's maybe you've been throwing yourself into work, and your expression or feeling of love, of relationships potentially, is where you need to focus your energy in the coming weeks or so. Very interesting. I mean, it's great. Who doesn't want to spend time thinking about or doing what they love, right? It's like pulling you back to like, there's something very analytical and, again, work focused and oriented here. This is pulling you back to like the dreamer state of assessing, do you still have fun, Virgo? Do you know how to have fun? Very interesting. What makes you feel alive? What brings you joy? Do that. That's what these cards are saying. And yours flew right out. So your oracle card for this, Virgo, is Wolf Spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Yeah, take the facts, what you've learned, and do something with it. There's a reason you're not moving forward. It may be wrapped up in fear, or, again, lacking self-confidence, or or having self-doubts. Take the knowledge you have and, metaphorically move on in your boat, because you've gained more than you realize. You're sitting on great wisdom, that something about you're going to be able to apply it to this, to apply the difficult lessons or necessary information and translate it, or it's like using it as fuel to enjoy the good moments in life. I hope that lands for some of you. It's a little bit vague, but that's what it's saying. The knowledge you gained is going to help you discover what brings you joy, or maybe how to access more of what brings you joy. Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. All right, Virgo, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. I will see you next week for a tarot spread on career and finances. And other than that, mwah!